was very influenced by Bill Russo and Bill Holman, who were, to me, had the most compositional and lyrical sides of anybody writing for the band. There was a lot of very sort of powerful macho music coming down from the band, but I felt that Russo's and Holman's music was very, very lyrical and tasty, and Russo was a harmonist right after my own heart, and he taught me a great deal. I really listened to the Bill Holman charts, and never was able to assimilate it into my style until many, many decades after I left the Kenton band.
Yeah.
But Russo I latched onto immediately. So my style was a kind of a cross between Russo, Bob Grettinger, who was a very spiky modern composer for the band, and my own training and my own tastes, which were a little more polyphonic than Russo, a little more contrapuntal, a little, but just as orchestrational. Russo was a brilliant orchestrator. He taught me what I knew at the time. And so I despaired at the beginning because I couldn't find my voice. But after a few months, I wrote an arrangement of, I think it was The Thrill Is Gone. I heard this arrangement of mine played back to me of The Thrill Is Gone, and I realized I had found a voice. And I was very happy, and Stan also realized it pretty soon on, because after I was with the band 4 months, he said, let's do an album of your ballads. So I had found a ballad voice with Stan Kenton. I was on the way of finding other ways of writing too, but that one came first and best. And so it wound up in an album of ballads called Standards and Silhouette.
And by the way, that's available in CD now.
Absolutely. Doing very well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, how many arrangements did you write, and how many were recorded?
Well, of all, I think I wrote somewhere about 3 dozen, and in all about 16 or so were recorded.
Okay.
And then there, of the remaining 20, about 10 were, well, maybe 5 weren't. May they rest in peace. But there were about 15 pieces that have not been recorded, or had not been recorded before these present days, and they were worth keeping and resurrecting. And Bill Lichtenauer had the idea of indeed resurrecting them, sometimes from lost scores that had been procured from North Texas State or some labyrinthine path, or my own sketchbooks resurrected from my sketchbooks. I'm a pack rat, I keep everything, including those. And so we have about 15 things that have not been recorded, which are in the process of being rehearsed and recorded.